Tensions in the Middle East have erupted into open war. In recent days, Israel has launched Operation Rising Lion, a massive military offensive targeting Iran. Explosions, airstrikes, and missile barrages are rocking the region. As of now, the reported death toll has reached 248, with 230 casualties in Iran and 18 in Israel. But the situation could become even more catastrophic. In a stunning development, Iran is now claiming that Pakistan has pledged support in the event of a nuclear escalation with Israel. The situation intensified when Turkey Today reported on June 15th that a senior figure in Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, General Mohsen Rezaiei, stated that Pakistan would retaliate with nuclear weapons if Israel used nukes against Iran. Rezaiei, who also sits on Iran's National Security Council, made the claim during a televised interview, warning, "Pakistan has told us that if Israel uses nuclear missiles, we will also attack it with nuclear weapons." He further emphasized that Pakistan has promised to back Iran and urged for Islamic unity in response to Israel's devastating campaign. According to Rezaiei, the Israeli strikes have already claimed the lives of key Iranian military and nuclear program officials and destroyed crucial facilities suspected to be involved in Iran's nuclear weapons development. If his claims are accurate, this would represent a major escalation with the potential to ignite a global nuclear conflict. But why is Iran making this explosive claim now? It appears to be a direct response to growing threats from Israel. Beyond the devastation of Operation Rising Lion, Iranian leadership is now under personal threat. An anonymous Israeli official told the Wall Street Journal on June 15th that targeting Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, is not off the table. The official bluntly stated that Israel may assassinate Khamenei as part of its strategy to dismantle Iran's nuclear ambitions. The message is clear. The only way Iran can stop this war, according to Israeli sources, is by abandoning its nuclear program entirely. Otherwise, Israel will ensure Tehran can never rebuild it. This view is echoed by Israeli journalist Amit Segal, who confirmed on social media that Israel hasn't ruled out eliminating Khamenei, though the final decision depends on many factors. With that kind of rhetoric, it's undeniable. We're witnessing a real war unfold between Iran and Israel, and Iran is feeling the pressure. If Khamenei were to be killed after the death of so many of Iran's senior military leaders, Israel's decapitation strategy would be complete, potentially plunging Iran into internal chaos. It's no coincidence that Rezaiei's statement about Pakistan emerged just hours after the Israeli official's comments about Khamenei were made public. Iran wants to send a message. If Israel escalates further, Iran is not alone, and it's prepared to strike back. Rezaiei also hinted that Iran possesses classified tactics and capabilities that it has yet to reveal. These would only be deployed if Israel continues its assault. But is this desperation? Or is he subtly warning that Iran could also consider nuclear retaliation? So far, the clearest backing Iran has received is from Pakistan. Just one day before Rezaiei's interview, on June 14th, Pakistan's defense minister, Khawaja Asif, addressed the National Assembly and called on the Islamic world to unite against Israel. He stated, "Israel has attacked Iran, Yemen, and Palestine. If Muslim nations don't unite now, each will face the same fate." Asif urged all Muslim nations to cut diplomatic ties with Israel and called for an emergency summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, to form a united response to what he described as an Israeli aggression. He went even further, publicly affirming Pakistan's support for Iran. "We stand behind Iran and will support them at every international forum to protect their interests," he declared. But does this mean Pakistan is ready to go nuclear? Shortly after his speech, Asif took to social media to clarify Pakistan's nuclear policy. While he didn't explicitly confirm Rezaiei's claim, he didn't deny it either. He warned the world to be cautious of Israel's nuclear capabilities, noting that Israel is not bound by the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, or any similar agreements. Asif reaffirmed that Pakistan's nuclear arsenal is intended strictly for the defense of its people, not for offensive or hegemonic purposes. Yet there's a subtle implication. Israel's actions in Iran might be perceived as a threat to all Islamic nations, including Pakistan. He repeated his earlier message. If Muslim nations don't unite, they will each suffer the same fate. This could be interpreted as Pakistan seeing any threat to Iran as a threat to itself. While Asif was careful with his wording, the message was clear. He painted Israel as the regional aggressor, warning the West that their continued support for what he called a rogue state could lead to devastating consequences across the region and beyond. So, has Pakistan promised nuclear support to Iran? Officially, no. But unofficially, the lines are blurred. Asif's statements, Rezai's claims, and the timing of these messages all suggest one thing. The nuclear threat is now on the table, even if not openly acknowledged. And that brings us to the most chilling question of all. Will Pakistan ever be forced to use its nuclear weapons? Could Pakistan go nuclear if Israel strikes Iran? The hidden dangers of a regional war. The underlying message in all of this is clear. Pakistan is unlikely to use its nuclear weapons unless Israel does so first against Iran. In other words, if Israel launches a nuclear strike on Iran, Pakistan might retaliate on Iran's behalf with a nuclear response of its own. That brings us to a crucial and long-standing question. Does Israel have the capability to launch nuclear weapons? The answer is very likely yes. Israel remains one of the most ambiguous nuclear powers in the world. According to the Arms Control Association, ACA, Israel is believed to possess around 90 nuclear warheads, with enough fissile material to potentially assemble as many as 200 warheads in total. But pay attention to that word, believed. There are no official confirmations, and that's exactly how Israel wants it. Israel's nuclear policy is deliberate ambiguity. It neither confirms nor denies having nuclear weapons. The country claims it won't be the first to introduce nukes into the Middle East. Yet most experts agree it has already done so. Some suggest Israel keeps its nuclear weapons partially disassembled as a loophole to maintain its policy stance. But this is likely more symbolic than operational. If Israel chooses to strike, the lack of transparency means no one would know until it's too late. Organizations like the Nuclear Threat Initiative, NTI, echo the ACA's estimates and suggest Israel has likely had nuclear weapons since the 1960s. Moreover, Israel has never signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, a global pact aimed at curbing nuclear armament. And why would it? Admitting to being a nuclear state would mean committing to disarm, something Israel is not prepared to do. The NTI also estimates that Israel holds over 20,400 pounds of plutonium, enough to create between 187 and 177 nuclear warheads, and Israel has multiple launch platforms to deploy them. Its Jericho-3 missiles can reach up to 4,000 miles, well beyond Iran, and even within striking range of Pakistan. Additionally, Israel operates Dolphin-class submarines, widely believed to be capable of launching nuclear-armed cruise missiles. This reinforces the theory that Israel maintains a second strike capability, which is vital for deterrence. And despite global calls for a nuclear-free Middle East, Israel has consistently resisted such efforts. There are even claims that Israel conducted atmospheric nuclear tests alongside South Africa as far back as 1979, though these remain officially unconfirmed. This veil of secrecy is central to Israel's nuclear strategy. Stay silent, stay ready. Whether for deterrence or the option of a surprise strike, the ambiguity plays a strategic role. Now let's shift focus to Pakistan. Compared to Israel, Pakistan is more open about its nuclear arsenal. The ACA estimates Pakistan currently holds around 170 nuclear warheads, just slightly behind India's total. This is no accident. Pakistan's nuclear policy has always been shaped in direct response to India's capabilities. Like Israel, Pakistan is also not a signatory to the NPT, which gives it the flexibility to expand its nuclear program at will. And it's doing just that. According to the Atomic Archive, Pakistan became the world's 7th nuclear power after conducting its first successful test in '98. Most of its nuclear warheads have yields between 5 and 12 kilotons, although its long-range missiles may carry warheads as powerful as 40 kilotons, twice the strength of the bomb dropped on Nagasaki. The same archive predicts that by the end of 2025, Pakistan could possess between 20 and 250 nuclear warheads. potentially becoming one of the largest nuclear states in the world. However, because Pakistan doesn't officially report its numbers, we might never know the exact total. Pakistan also boasts diverse delivery systems. From the skies, it can deploy nuclear cruise missiles using F-16s, Mirage 3 and Mirage 5 aircraft, and it currently maintains about 36 warheads for air delivery. One notable advancement is the Ra'ad cruise missile, which has a range exceeding 217 miles. But the bulk of Pakistan's nuclear power lies in its land-based systems. The country owns over 100 ballistic missiles, mostly in the short to medium range category. However, it is actively developing intercontinental capabilities, with the Shaheen-3 missile projected to have a range of 1,700 miles, just short of what's needed to strike Israel directly from Pakistani territory. That limitation could be bypassed if Pakistan were to deploy missiles within Iranian territory, which would place Israel well within range. Additionally, Pakistan is working on sea-launched capabilities. It tested the Babur 3 cruise missile in 2017, but so far these tests haven't involved actual submarines, only submerged platforms. Still, it shows a clear intent to establish a triad nuclear force. So where does this leave us? It's clear that both Israel and Pakistan possess the capability to inflict devastating nuclear damage. But will they actually do it? For Israel, the answer is likely no, at least not yet. Its entire nuclear posture is based on deterrence, not first use. Israel is currently executing Operation Rising Lion, which appears to be achieving its military objectives through conventional means. As long as Israel feels it can counter Iran's missile and drone threats without going nuclear, it will likely keep its arsenal in reserve. As for Pakistan, its role depends heavily on the true nature of its relationship with Iran. Despite recent rhetoric from Iranian officials urging Islamic unity against Israel, Iran and Pakistan have a history of tension. Just 18 months ago, in early 2024, the two countries were launching military strikes against each other. The conflict began when Iran bombed targets in Pakistan's Balochistan region, killing 2 children and injuring others. Pakistan quickly retaliated with strikes on Iranian territory, reportedly killing 10 people. Although relations were later repaired, distrust still lingers. Both nations accuse the other of harboring militants, and that level of mutual suspicion makes the idea of a tight-knit nuclear alliance unlikely. It's a massive leap to go from airstrikes in 2024 to nuclear cooperation in 2025. And if that wasn't enough to pour cold water on the idea, Pakistan's own government has publicly denied any intention to arm Iran with nuclear weapons. In June 20th, Pakistan's Foreign Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar addressed Parliament to call recent rumors irresponsible and false. He strongly denied any agreements to assist Iran, though he still warned Israel not to provoke Pakistan, stating, "Our armed forces are fully alert." So while Iran may have hoped for nuclear backing, it appears that Pakistan has no such plans, at least not officially. Still, it's been drawn into this escalating conflict, like it or not. Should the fighting between Israel and Iran spill over, Pakistan wants the world to know it's prepared to respond. And if Pakistan ever does take Iran's side and goes nuclear, that would be a nightmare scenario, not just for Israel, but for the entire Middle East, and perhaps even the world.